Hello and welcome. Today is the 13th of July, 2017, and I have heard before sometimes a picture can be worth 1,000 words, and I'm not going to go over 1,000 different things on this one, but there are a whole bunch of things that I want to talk about. This is a picture from Capitol Hill with Fed Chair Janet Yellen having one of the press conferences that they do, or one of their speaking events. I don't know the exact details of it. I did, however, watch this segment because that's all we have. What we can see in here is a headline: Yellen, I'm strongly opposed to auditing the Fed. The S&P 500 up to 2441, almost up 0.64% at that time. Someone's got a sign stating buy Bitcoin. You also have this gentleman right beside him. Notice some things of note. One, he is leaning towards the right-hand side that you are viewing, towards his left-hand side, towards the person who has the sign up to buy Bitcoin, and of course towards that sign. That probably indicates that those two people are together, and they're both, of course, holding Bitcoin themselves. Now, I did find the link to watch this video because the picture can only say so much. We can see Janet Yellen and her look, and that doesn't really say the concern in her face. And this is things I've seen as a poker player, then I don't know what does. And I did watch the video. At the time, she was answering questions from Mr. Posey, who was asking questions about auditing the Fed. And he kept on trying to get some answers from her. And of course, she stated, I'm strongly opposed to audit of the Fed. But whenever she gave any answers, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but politicians will give you a politician answer. Oh, did she take the cake for those answers? And he tried over and over and over again, really nothing back. Now think of auditing the Fed and even just how audits work, like say from the IRS, or any type of government auditing to the regular people. If you get a notice saying they want to audit you, can you say, oh, I strongly oppose that you audit me? Just think about that for a second, because if everything is fine, then there is nothing to be concerned about with an audit. And you can look at it for like a person, well, you can't audit me. I got this, my big accountant's in Italy right now, and this is going on, and oh, you're going to have to wait a while. Well, something like that. If it's a timing issue, well, that can make sense. Of course, that was no answer. Oh, we're not ready. We're not ready. And, well, quite frankly, this auditing of the Fed has been talked about within the alternate media for about 10 years or so. I bought many years ago a book called And the Fed by Dr. Ron Paul. And again, that was many years ago. And back then, the chair was Ben Bernanke. And whenever Ron Paul got a chance to ask him some questions, well, at least within Ben Bernanke, he was a really good speaker, at least he could handle most situations. So I think for his job is concerned, I'm not going to say he was a bad chairperson, but he could handle practically every single interview or a question, including his gold money. And, well, it took him a while to answer that to no, maybe 3 seconds or 2 seconds. But then he was explaining how it's just a tradition for central banks to hold gold. I'm sure Janet Yellen could answer that in the same way, albeit maybe in a more timid and not so easy to understand fashion. But this is the person, we are told, whom is the chair of the money system of that is the world's reserve currency, the US dollar. I have a link for the interview during this time frame, and you will see the buy Bitcoin sign in the interview. But notice you will see it for well under 1 second. Almost as if the camera person's like, oh, you got to take it off, you got to take it off. And I was wondering if it would even be shown on there at all, given that this is on the CNBC webpage that I am showing you. At least the link for the video is. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.